gratitude to our spiritual sibling, Master Tehuti. And I am hoping that we'll get another workshop with Master Tehuti sometime soon. I want to give thanks to the great, the awesome Ms. Barbara Streisand for recording that song, Lessons to Be Learned, which was written by Marilyn and Alan Bergman. I want to give thanks to the unknown musicians, engineers, everybody who put that recording together. Truly, it is a ministry. So, we're going to have some real today. I only talk about myself, which I'm always reluctant to do, if it serves a spiritual purpose for all of us here. The last 2 weeks, approximately 2 weeks, have just been amazing. And the message through Tonya from Master Tehuti helped to explain some of the experiences I'm having because I literally feel like I don't recognize myself, and yet I love who I've become. And it was explained that letting go of the human self's grip on its own personal identity. I am experiencing that, and perhaps some of you are experiencing that also. That this spiritual path, this path of self transformation, takes you to a place where the defended self, which is the human personality, through all of the light you take in, and every prayer, and every emotional release, and every service, and every workshop you attend, it just dissolves. Now, it's not a quick process. But if you stick with it, it dissolves more and more and more until you are in the same body, in the same incarnation, but you're showing up in the world in exactly the way Master Tehuti just described. You are showing up in the world as pure love. I am rather shocked by how friendly and loving and kind and generous and compassionate I've become. I'm like, who is this? And yet I love it. And that's what I was talking to God about today. I was out on the beach. I said, God, this is scary, but I want it. I don't want to go back to who I was, but this is scary. And I'm making the connections now, that experience of looking at the clouds and the sun and the beautiful blue sky. I'm 63 years old. I've seen a lot of skies. I've seen a lot of suns. I've seen a lot of clouds. I've seen a lot of days on this earth. What was it? And as I listened to Master Tehuti, I understood what it was. And God told me this before the service. I'm experiencing my own oneness with God, and it is very new. And so that is why we are together. We're going to talk about how do we realize the self that Master Tehuti just described. And probably everybody here knows it, but Spirit is saying, we got to do it again. The way to realize the self that Master Tehuti just described to us is to bring your life every single day to God. Now, we come together on Sundays at 3:30, but I'm sure all of you who have attended these services regularly know that every morning I bring my life to God, every single experience I've had the day before. I go in to meditation in which I align with my God self and the angelic realm. And any thought, any feeling, any experience that was out of alignment, that I did not enjoy in the preceding 24 hours, I open to it, I discuss it with God, and I call for the miracle of transformation. And what has happened is during the course of my many years on this path, it took about 7 years, and then I went into the consciousness of heaven. And what I discovered is that heaven just reveals itself more and more and more. In my Father's house, there are many mansions, and this new realm of heaven that I'm open to blows my mind, and the physical earth plane manifestations of it blow my mind. Even today in this service, that transmission, which we all created, if you are here and you heard that, you co created that. That blew my mind. The abundance, the joy, the fulfillment I've been experiencing over the last 2 weeks blows my mind. And God says, "Oh, you thought that blew your mind? Here, how about this?" And that's what happens when we let the part of ourselves that is God transform all remaining no current, all remaining guilt, all remaining self judgment within us. When we consistently call for that, we are being answered. And even if it doesn't feel like you're being answered, even if it doesn't seem like you're being answered, if you take time every day to bring everything to God and process it with God, you will end up in the consciousness of heaven. And you will open to the realization that you are God individuated. You are the Christ. So I noticed over the last several months that when spirit comes through my channel, they will often end a teaching or a prayer with, "It needn't be any other way." And we had a Wednesday night class a couple of months ago, and Doris Brignoli added, "It cannot be any other way." And that's also what we're going to explore. If you are here at Sacred Light Fellowship today, you are someone who is open to the new teachings of God. The old reality is a reality of victimhood. And it is victimhood that caused people to go to psychics and fortune tellers and just to give me some assurance that my life is going to get better, or what do you see befalling me? Do I need to protect myself from something? What's going to happen to me? That is the old false way of life. That is the erroneous paradigm that humanity has believed in. So when Spirit says it needn't be any other way, that is something new, because human beings in the past have had the experience, well, I would like it to be this way, but it may not be this way. I mean, maybe it's not God's will that I be happy, or maybe I need to pay back karma, or maybe astrologically things are going to happen and I'm not going to have what I want, or maybe because of who the president of the United States is, my life is going to be miserable. Always something outside of myself can have an effect on me. And Spirit is telling us, no, sweetheart, no, my beautiful sibling. When you let God transform all remaining will within you to hurt, deny, and punish yourself, your entree into the consciousness of heaven and your experience of heaven on earth is assured. It needn't be. It cannot be. It will not be any other way. Before the service began this afternoon, someone said to me, I'm very upset about what's going on in the world. So, for anyone who's very upset about what's going on in the world, bring that upsettedness to God every single day and work with God until you are no longer upset. Now, there's some facts that you must accept in order to not be upset with what is going on in the world. And I've forward in past services, but we will do it again. One of the facts is that the earth plane right now is not meant to be a collective paradise. Right now, it is a sphere of purification where souls who are out of balance, souls who are guilt ridden, souls who have the will to hurt, deny, and punish themselves, although they are choosing to be unconscious of that will, those souls, meaning all of us, are drawn to this plane so that we can experience all that in form. And if we want, we can choose to heal our souls. That's what the earth is. So it's natural that there is a lot of pain, suffering, struggle, and lack on the earth. It can't be any other way because that's what this plane consists of. The collective consciousness of human beings is right now unhealed. So just accepting that fact can give you peace. There may be a part of you that doesn't want to accept that or doesn't like that fact, but that's simply the way it is. And God wants you to have your happy, fulfilled, and joyous life. And we've been given through Reverend Tonia's channel and other people's channels here. If you are moved or guided to do things in the world to help your siblings here, do that. But do it from a consciousness of enlightenment, not feeling or believing that something, quote unquote, is tragically wrong here. So you will extend your helping hand if you're guided to take a job that's in service or to protest or become an activist, whatever you're guided to do, you will do it from a centered, loving, enlightened, heart-centered place. And that's where you can be most effective. And if you are upset about what's going on in the world, bring your upsettedness, your gritty human upsettedness to the Spirit of God, spiritual practice, and let yourself cry and scream and rage and let God know how much you hate seeing what you are seeing here. And as you let that emotional release happen, I hear the Spirit of God as Mother saying, I will pour my light into you. And you will see with me, you will see with the vision of Christ that each sibling you witness who is experiencing pain, suffering, struggle, or lack is actually on a path toward becoming an ascended master, becoming the Christ. And these experiences that they are having, that they are creating, that they are magnetizing to themselves, can, if they choose, jar them out of their ego consciousness, their need to be separate, their need to be superior, their need to be destructive, and into heart consciousness. You will be able to walk the earth with that vision, and you will not be upset by what you see in the world. Temporarily, painful emotions may come up, but as you bring them to me in your spiritual practice, I will wipe away every tear, and I will fill you with the peace that passes all understanding. So as you breathe, beloved children of my heart, I want you to see in your own mind's eye the life you desire for yourself. I want you to accept that you cannot create anyone else's life. And you truly cannot make anyone else happy. Happiness comes from the deep release of all remaining will to be unhappy. Please accept that. And as you breathe, join with us. See in your mind's eye, feel in your heart the life you desire for yourself on earth. And as you breathe, let yourself declare, this life I desire is the will of God. So I am choosing with God to let it in. It needn't be any other way. Just breathe that in. Now I want to release from you, my beloved ones, all remaining guilt, self-judgment, shame, regret, so that you are open in this moment and in each succeeding moment to accept my will, to accept heaven and your heaven on earth. So as you breathe, beloved ones, let yourself declare, God, I let you in right now to any remaining guilt in my soul. I let you in right now to any remaining self-judgment within my soul. I receive you in my emotional body, God. And I accept right now the miracle of being caused by your spirit within me to feel deserving of my heaven on earth. And stay with that. Stay connected to what your heaven on earth looks like, what it feels like, and declare again, I have been caused by the part of myself that is God to feel deserving of and to let in my heaven on earth. And now, beloved ones, do bring your focus to all of your siblings on the earth who are sharing life with you on this planet. Those you know and those whom you do not know, for we are all one. Feel the desire that you have that absolutely no one in creation and no one on earth experience any kind of pain or suffering, struggle or lack. Feel that desire. And in your wisdom, in your enlightenment, know that you cannot control anyone else's path, but you can be a vessel of light for them. And so as you breathe, you are blessing all of your siblings on this planet. And the light you send helps them with their process of ascendancy, their process of ego transformation and release. You feel your love for all of your siblings on the planet, and you declare, I see you healed. I see you healthy. I see you joyous. I see you fulfilled. And as you inhale, you are breathing that out into the earth's energy field, and you declare, you are now healed. You are now healthy. You are now joyous. You are now fulfilled. And know that you're blessing your siblings in this way helps them immeasurably to awaken and accept their right to be with us in the consciousness of heaven, their right to experience heaven on earth. And now, beloved ones, let us bring you into greater peace and balance just by your calling for it You are accepting it. You are letting it in. I accept now being brought into perfect peace and alignment with truth and God's will. That I be always in the consciousness of heaven with God, always experiencing my heaven on earth. It needn't be, it cannot be, it will not be any other way. Amen. And as you are able, just let yourself come back to your awareness of yourself and your human consciousness, your human